Hi guys, Andy here again with more of the Wrath of Ashardalon playthrough. Just a couple of things to go over quickly before Quinn takes his turn, and the first one is the tunnel exit. That should have been removed from the dungeon tile stack. Before each game, excuse me, before each game you take out all the special tiles from the dungeon stack, like the tunnel exit and other exits and the chamber cards and things, and you put them to one side, and then when you play the adventure itself actually tells you which tiles you should then place back in to the dungeon stack. Obviously at specific places in the dungeon. So the tunnel exit should have been removed, and I'm sure there's be other things in there I should have removed, but you know, again, it's not a game breaker. We'll just leave it as it is, and if I come across any others I'll put them to one side and then pick another tile from the bottom. If I come across one from the top, special tile from the top that's not supposed to be in play, I'll put it to one side and I'll take one from the bottom. So yeah, the tunnel exit shouldn't be there. Secondly, I picked out a Duergar guard. Now is it Duergar or is it Duergar? Duergar? I don't know. I'm going to stick with Duergar because I like that better. I picked a Duergar guard out, but I didn't actually show you it. It was something that we hadn't had before. And in one of the early episodes I said I'd show you the models and I'd show you the cards if that monster hadn't been out before. And the Duergar guard wasn't out before, so I'd show you that now. That's the model, as you can see. Let's take a quick peek at his card. There we go. He acts a bit like the Kobold Dragon Shield, where if he's on a tile with an unexplored edge, he reveals the tile and the monster that goes with it. So there you go, there's the Duergar guard and his card. Now, last episode I brought out a tile which had this, which is an open door symbol. And I was asked, does this do anything in play? Do you use doors every adventure? Well, no you don't. There are specific adventures which use the door rules. Let's take a look. Adventure number 5 actually uses the door rules, and you place the door tokens on the open doors on the tiles every time you draw one of those tiles. So when an adventurer moves next to a door, they can attempt to open the door by flipping over the little tile. And you'll get specific things on that tile. For example, this one will be trapped. And you just follow where it says. And then you discard that token and the door is then open for the rest of the adventure. Opening a door doesn't count as a movement or attack. You can do it anyway. And then just follow what's on the back. So no, you don't use the doors every adventure. You can if you want, I suppose. You know, there's nothing stopping you using doors if you want to make it that bit harder. But normally you don't, and specific adventures you do use the door rules, but not this adventure that I'm doing. So I think that about covers it. Yeah, and let's continue with Quinn's turn. So, the first thing Quinn is going to do, he is going to move. He has a movement speed of 5, but he also has the Boots of Striding treasure item, so he can move an extra 1, that's 6. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to use his potion of speed. Using his potion of speed doesn't count as an action of any sort, so he can do it anyway. So that's what he's going to use, and he can move up to his speed, which is 6 again. So 1, 2, 3. Right next to the grell. Okay, right. The next thing he's going to do is going to use one of his utility powers. Healing him. You sing a soothing song that seals the wounds of you and your allies. Use this power during your hero phase and you and one other hero on your tile regain 2 hit points. Now utility power is just like a power that you can use at any time. As long as it's your go, you can use it at any time. So he's now going to use it on himself and on Caleth. So Quinn is going to receive 2 welcome hit points. Much needed. And so is, I'll come down here. There we go. So is Caleth. Right. So everyone seems to be getting back up on the hit points, which is quite good. So that utility power is flipped over, can't be used again, but he can use an at-will power, and he's going to use his Sacred Flame, where he attack one monster within 1 tile of you. Right, let's try. We're going to attack the Grell. The Sacred Flame attack is a +6, but Quinn has the Dwarven Hammer, and it says you gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls against adjacent monsters while this item is in play. Well, the Grell is adjacent, so we add +1 to the Sacred Flame, so that's a +7. The Grell's arm class is a 15, so we need 8 or more in order to hit this Grell. So let's see what we get. Hope I don't miss the roll arena this time. Let's see if I can get it right in. I don't think see that. So we needed 8 or more. We got a 13. That's more than enough to hit the Grell. The Grell has 2 hit points, so that's 1 taken off him. Whoops. And the Sacred Flame ability allows me to choose Quinn or another hero on the tile and regain 1 hit point for that hero. Well, I think I'm going to choose Quinn. Get him up 1 more hit point. There we go, on Quinn. And of course, he hasn't revealed any tiles. So we have to grab an encounter card. And it is Kobold Trappers. Let's take a close look at this. Environment cards stay in play until another environment card comes out. So this thing is going to happen every turn for every player. So if we come across any traps, when we're rolling to just disarm the traps, we've got a -4 penalty. And like I said, this stays in play until another environment card comes out. This is definitely not the worst environment card you could have. But still, you know, if we come across any traps, we're going to have a hard time trying to disable them with this -4 penalty. Right, so let's stick that in the board somewhere. So I think I'll just pop it up there to remind me. Okay, so now it is the turn of any monsters that Quinn holds. Let me just check. And Quinn does not control any monsters, thankfully. So Quinn's turn is over, I think. Yeah. Let's move on to Heskin's turn. Okay. Heskin, who is here, is going to use his Arc Lightning. Attack up to 2 monsters. Each monster can be on your tile or any tile within 1 tile of you. So of course, he's going to go for the 2 Kobold Dragon Shields with a +7 on his attack. Oh, bear with me a second. Right, Heskin has a magic sword, which says you gain +2 bonus to attack rolls against adjacent monsters while this item is in play. So, The Arc Lightning has a +7. He's adjacent to this Cobalt Dragon Shield, so it's going to be up to a +9. But still just going to be +7 to this Cobalt Dragon Shield. Oh, right, so let's take this roll and have a look. So attacking the Cobalt Dragon Shield adjacent to him, he gets a +9 on his Arc Lightning, which means we need 7 or more, because the Cobalt Dragon Shield's armor class is 16, to kill the Cobalt Dragon Shield that's adjacent to Heskin. Let's take this roll and find out. Here we go. Ooh, that's a 7, which brings it to 16. There we go. The Cobalt Dragon Shield's armor class is 16, which is a hit. So the Cobalt Dragon Shield has been removed from play. Now, we have 2 characters who have a Cobalt Dragon Shield card. So which character, which hero do we take the Cobalt Dragon Shield card from? Well, the way it goes is this. Whichever hero killed a monster, that hero looks in his pile of monsters. Does he have that monster? So Heskin killed the Cobalt Dragon Shield, so he looks through his pile. Does he have a Cobalt Dragon Shield? No, he doesn't. What happens then is you go to the left, to the player to the left of you. If you were all sat around a table, for example, it would be the player whose goat is next to the left. You go to them. Do they have that monster? Do they have the Cobalt Dragon Shield? So in this case, to the left of Heskin would be Vistra, because it's Vistra's turn next. So does Vistra have a Cobalt Dragon Shield? Yes, she does. There we go. She does have a Cobalt Dragon Shield in her pile. So then this Cobalt Dragon Shield goes into the experience pile. So, just to recap there, when you've got 2 monsters of the same on the board, whichever hero killed the monster, they look in their pile. Do they have that monster? No. If they do, then obviously they remove that monster and that card and play carries on. But if they don't, you go to the player to the left and you say, does that character have a monster that's just been killed? If no, then again you go to the next person on the table, and so on around the table till you get to the first person who has that particular monster. So as you can see, monsters aren't associated with particular cards, so you know there's no point in putting damage tokens on a monster card because it's not associated with that particular monster. Yeah, I hope, does that make sense? Has the hero got the monster? No. Next player, has the hero got that monster? And so forth around. That doesn't make sense, just comment below and I'll try and explain it a bit better for you. But in this case, Vistra does have the Dragon Shield, so it is going to go into the experience pile. Heskin is also going to use his Arc Lightning to the other Cobalt Dragon Shield, but it's only going to be a +7 because he's not adjacent. So let's take that roll, see what we get. Oh, 7 + 2 is 9, not enough to hit the Cobalt Dragon Shield's armor class of 16, so that is a miss. Oh dear. Right, but he's not finished yet. He's actually going to do something else. He's actually going to use Mirror Image, which is a utility power. It says you create 3 duplicate images of yourself. Place 3 mirror image tokens on your hero card. And for each mirror image token on the card, you gain +2 armor class. Whenever a monster misses you with an attack, remove 1 mirror token. Here are the tokens. There's 3 there. Heskin's armor class is 15, so it will go up to 21. So he'll have an armor class of 21. When he's attacked, if the attack misses, you have to remove a token. If it hits, you can keep the token on, but on a miss, obviously you've got to take it off. So that's what Heskin's going to do. He's going to up his armour class from 15 to 21. So here we go. There you go. So that's all his cards done. He's now going to move with a speed of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course, because he hasn't revealed a tile, we get an encounter card. Let's take a look at this one. Deadly Poison. Each hero, here we go, that is currently poisoned takes 1 damage. Well, we don't have any poisoned heroes. No poisoned heroes. But whether or not they were poisoned or not, we need to draw another encounter card. Oh dear. Right, put that one away and draw the next one. Let's see what we get with this one, and it is... Oh, I think it's the Dungeon of Curses. I think this is, because we've had about 5 or 6 curses. Let's take a good look at this one. I think this is the same curse as Kayla had right at the beginning. A -4 penalty to attack rolls. I think Kayla's was -4 to her armour class, while this one is to attack rolls. Okay, so we have to place this card on Heskin's card as a reminder that he is cursed, so I'll do that now. There we go. And at the end of his hero phase, he can roll to see if he can get a 10 or more in order to remove this curse. So we have Vistra cursed in a cage, and we have Heskin cursed with -4 to attack rolls. At least we've got the good hit points. Okay. I think that is it. Monsters. I don't think Heskin has any monsters. No, it's only Vistra and Kaeleth who control monsters. So we don't need to move any monsters about. And I think that's it for this turn. Yes. If there's any errors, I'm sure you'll point them out. Especially Scott Smart, who seems to be my quality assurance editor. Because it was him who mentioned about the tunnel exit. So Scott, thanks very much. Keep on pointing out those errors. Otherwise, I'll completely miss them. Yeah, that's it, I think. So catch me again for the next part of the playthrough, when it is Vistra's turn and she wants to try and get rid of this cage she's got on her. Right, catch you later, guys.